Hi guys, hi, how's it going? How y'all doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today I'm doing my update for my project pan. This is my completion project pan, the project pan that I do on my channel that when I roll a product in, the goal is to finish the product in entirety. So I always have 10 products rolling in this project pan, and I can't wait to go over the results of the last month with you because I do have 2 new rollouts and therefore 2 new roll-ins. So if that sounds something like you're interested in, please keep on watching. For those of you new here, hi, my name is Donna, lover of all things high-end colorful beauty and self-care. And ultimately, this is my self-care. I love coming out here talking to you guys about all the good, the bad, the ugly, all the things rolling in my collection, out of my collection, and I hope that you're here for it. If you are, please do all of the YouTube things, like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you're notified every single time I upload. And with all that said, let's jump into this project pan update. I'm eating some grapes because they are so good. Look at how big they are. That's a huge grape. Okay, so here we are. Project pan. I have 2 new rollouts, but I always like to go over the products in this project pan from the time I rolled them in until current date. So oldest roll in to newest roll in. I don't think I haven't picked my new products yet, so I do think that I know what I'm going to go after. I always defer to my planned pan checklist as well, but there's quite a bit in here that aren't even on that planned pan checklist. There's that. Let's start with this. This is my Dior Face and Body foundation. This is in the shade 3N. This has been in here since January, but it did initially start in my project pan pipeline last year. And last year I did go through some pretty heavy duty usage, but there were several different months that I was not able to put a new marker on this foundation last year because either I dropped it there and now you can't see the windowing. Anyways, it doesn't sound like there's a whole lot left in here. We are down to this line here. I do have a picture of me holding it up to a light so that you can see that windowing. This year so far, I've been able to make a new line every single month. And I think really it's because I am hyper focused on this foundation. It has taken me far too long to finish off this foundation. A little tiny bit goes a very, very long way. I was mixing it in with this initially this year. I have also since started mixing it in with this, which is the foundation that is in my everyday makeup drawer right now, that I'm trying to get some use out of and figure out really if I like it through Shop My Stash. It's basically a mixer foundation for me because it is quite deep and it's definitely not the shade of skin that I have these days. So that is why I think it's taking me forever, but it is holding on for dear life. I do think that this will eventually roll out this year, but I am also pretty certain that if I'm only getting the same amount of usage month over month as I have been getting, this will likely last me through the end of the year, which is disheartening because it's already been in this project pan for so dang long, but that's where we're at. Last month it weighed 36.38 grams of product. This month it weighs 34.62 grams of product. This is a usage of 1.76 grams. I think that that's dismal for a foundation that I used almost every single day that I wore makeup this year or this month, but it is what it is. The other foundation that I have in this is this Natasha Denona Foundation X. This foundation has seen far less usage this year than it has the counterpart, the Dior counterpart. And the reason why is because I focused on this one a lot last year. I'm trying to focus on the Dior a lot this year to hopefully end the year with both of them rolling out of my collection. I love this foundation also. I think it's a little bit of a hoarding mentality. Like, I think that I need to keep it because it's no longer for sale, and it's probably my favorite foundation. My skin just looks so pleasing with it on my face. So I do think that I maybe could go just a smidge bit deeper in this line or just a smidge bit lower on this line than what is here, but I literally used it maybe twice last month. Last month it weighed in at 117.17 grams, and this month it's weighing in at 117.12 grams. So just 0.05 grams of use on this. So just about as much as product as you're going to receive in a eyeshadow. But like I said, I think I only used it twice in the last month. So I didn't mark it again. I also held it up to the light so that you could see the windowing, but I think that you could see, I mean, yes, you can definitely see the windowing. It has settled quite a bit. It's not one that I've used hardly at all this month, so it's just been sitting upright. So the windowing is very, very present in that foundation. I also think that that foundation will likely be in until the end of the year. I'm hoping that one of them leaves this collection this year, because they both need to leave this collection this year, honestly. But I think between the two of them, one of them should leave this year, and if there's one left over, it won't be long next year before it's gone. I have a ton of foundations in my collection that I really just like to use, and that's why, you know, I also pull in foundations into my Shop My Stash, because I need to get use out of everything in my collection, not just the stuff that's in my project pan. That said, I did not necessarily wear makeup more days last month, but I did replace the makeup on my face more in one day than I have ever in my life for filming purposes or whatever purposes. So again, these two foundations will likely last in this project pan throughout the remainder of the year. Most of the products that I have in this project pan are long-term products. The next one, also rolled in January, is the Laneige Lip Treatment Balm. This is different than the sleeping mask slightly. It's a little bit more thick, in my humble opinion. Not maybe quite as nourishing, maybe, but definitely prettier. This is what it looks like right now. I mean, it hasn't moved a whole lot. I could use this every single day, and it's not going to move a whole lot. You can tell that I'm kind of pulling from one side versus the other, because it's still very high on this side versus on this side where it still sits very low, or where it's starting to diminish along the edges of the product. But this is another one of those products that I think will be in this project pan forevermore. Clear into this time next year, it'll probably still have a whole lot of product in it. It's just not one that you need to use a whole lot of every single time you use it, but I do use it every single day. It did weigh 38.91 grams last month, and this month it weighs 38.72, so just 0.19 grams of use. I think that's pretty normal month over month over month. This has been in my collection for a very long time at this point in time. It will probably go bad before I'm able to finish it up, but I use it every single day, and it still smells beautiful. It has this kind of almost like fruity smell to it, without being like overpowering like one fruit or another. Like, it's indistinct. I can't like pinpoint what fruit it is exactly, but it does have a little bit of a fruity scent to it. So I love that lip balm, and the fact that it's got kind of a little bit of an iridescence to it is, it's a balm that you can wear like over the top of a lipstick, and it's going to perform much like a gloss on your lips, only maybe a little thicker than a gloss, but not irritating or distracting thick, just nourishing thick. All right, the next product, super exciting update, is my Makeup by Mario Sculpt Stick that's in this little Becca container here, and this is what it is looking like this month. And can you guys see it? You guys, look at that pan. Look at that pan. It is an amazing amount of pan. When I hit pan on this, I was so excited. I thought about throwing a party in here in this makeup room all by my lonesome, because it has taken me a long time to hit pan on this. This is also something that rolled in January, and also something that was in my project last year. This is the second container that I have this Sculpt stick into. The first one I was able to empty through project pan last year, but that one took me a heap of a moment as well. This is exciting. What I did do, because I told you guys that I was thinking about like melting it down and readdressing it, right? Making it flat so I could see exactly where it was in the pot. I did some research and I went and bought myself a warming plate. This is just a coffee cup warmer. It might not be hot enough. It might be, but now that we have pan in this bad boy, I am going to try, and this is a glass container, I'm going to try to warm it up enough that it re-centers itself so that we can try and hit pan again now that I've hit pan, because I do put, you know, a smaller like contoury brush into this, and now the brush is only getting contour along the edges, and I have to like put it on my face a little bit differently. And I think it would just be amazing to melt it down and see where it's actually at. This did weigh in at 44.22 grams of product last month, and this month it weighs 43.41, so just 0.81 grams of product was used between last month and this month, but we hit pan, and it's a big pan, and I'm so excited about that. Also rolled in at the beginning of the year, also something that was in my project pan last year, and also something that's been in my collection for far too long, needs to go, and I'm tired of using it, is the Ofra Winter Rose Blush Gaudette. This is just a single. This is where we're at right now. I don't know if there's going to be any difference between pan last month versus pan this month, because I mean, ultimately we went from 6.33 grams of product last month to 6.23 grams of product this month, so just 0.10 grams of product being used. It is on my face today. I'm using it, but it is slowly but surely just kind of dwindling. I mean, I am happy that there is this large pan in this. At the end of the year, if it's not gone, which it likely won't be because it takes 400 years to use up a powder blush, I will likely get rid of it because I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this blush. But last year I was able to hit pan on it. This year I've done a really good job of expanding the pan, and I'll just continue to try to expand the pan throughout the remainder of the year. All of these products are really long-term products and probably are not going anywhere anytime soon. Next we come to my first empty, also rolled in January, also something that was in last year's project pan when we finished it up and did our finale, but it is the Live Tinted Hue Guard 3-in-1 Mineral Sunscreen Moisturizer and Primer, and it is completely flat and completely empty. I love these little air pump guys. The air pumps make it so that there's literally nothing in existence in this tube, and that's exciting. It's exciting to see just how flat it is as well. This was not my favorite primer, so it wasn't like I was hate panning it, but it also wasn't a primer that I really liked using. I would put it on my face and then likely put another primer on my face so that I didn't have to deal with this primer underneath my makeup. I didn't feel like it went well under makeup. I didn't feel like it did any favors to my skin, and that might be the mineral sunscreen part of it. It had orange in it, but it wasn't super color correcting. It says it's a moisturizer, but it wasn't super moisturizing. It just wasn't my favorite primer. So this is our first empty for the month of March. This did weigh 39.23 grams of product last month, and this month completely empty. It still weighs 22.13 grams of product, so 17.10 grams of product used from last month to this month, which I feel like is a lot, but when I went back and looked at the other numbers, it's only slightly more than the last couple of months were in terms of the amount of usage. And like I said, I wear primer every single day, regardless of whether I'm wearing makeup or not. But also there were several days where I put makeup on and then took it off my face. Really super happy to have that not in my collection anymore because I really don't love that product. The next empty is something that I think that we rolled in February, and it is the Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray in Watermelon. So this is the Urban Decay All-Nighter that has hyaluronic acid, has watermelon fruit extract. I do know that, I don't think that this smelled a super lot like watermelons, but I do know that it didn't smell like as alcohol based as the other all-nighter setting spray, but I don't think that any of what is in it took away from the performance of this product. I think it was a really great setting spray. The Urban Decay all-nighter is one of my top 3 setting sprays. It's one of the only ones that I kept in my collection when I did my setting spray declutter. So I had a ton, but I got rid of anything that wasn't Benefit, MAC, or Urban Decay. I had a secondary travel size of this setting spray that is going to roll in the place of this. That once this was gone, I immediately started using, because I always have a setting spray available to use up here for foiling shadows or setting my skin or my face or whatever. So it's already got some use out of it, but it is going to roll in this place. And these little like travel sizes, if they're in your travel bag and you're not traveling every single week, these do last quite a bit of time. But when you are using them every single day, they don't last a very long time. So I don't think it's abnormal for me to have used it in a couple of months since rolling it in February. This one weighed 30.33 grams of product last month, 22.43 grams of product this month. So we did see 7.90 grams of use on it, and it is empty today. So really, really excited to have 2 empties. Those are the last of the empties though. Next, we roll into the 3 products that I rolled in last month to replace the 3 that we were done with. First being the Clinique Almost Lipstick in Black Honey. This is part of what's on my lips today, but this is where we're sitting. I think that you guys can see just how low it is in the component right there. And then when I roll it all the way up, we do have, I mean, truly quite a bit of this still left over. I also think that this is going to take a long time to get through. I used it quite often over the last month, and as you guys can see on my little tracker there, there's so little use. There's so little use of this product. So this did weigh 12.75 grams of product last month. This month it's weighing 12.61 grams, so 0.14 grams of product was used. Again, I used it so much over the last month, but I think part of the problem is I didn't put it in my purse. It wasn't something that I was taking with me when I went on the go. I maybe need to put it down in my office chair, or next to my office chair on my desk in my office space, so that I remember to use it. But it doesn't smell bad. I don't think it's going to go bad anytime soon. I definitely don't think it's going to go bad before I get all the usage out of it. It is pretty, pigmented for a almost lipstick, which is in essence a gloss stick. It is beautiful. I love it. It's not super hydrating, if I'm going to be honest with you. So I do have to make sure that I put something like this underneath of it. And when I wear it, as a reapplication product as well, like my lips feel parched at the end of the day. It's not that I don't love this product, because I absolutely do. It's just that it's not as hydrating as I thought it was going to be when I initially brought it into my collection, and therefore not one that I really like to use for reapplication purposes, but it is one that I get a ton of use out of. It's been one of the only lip products I've been wearing on my lips over the last month overall, every single time I put on my makeup. In addition to that, I've also been using this. This is the Zoeva, I think it's called Melody Lip Gloss in the shade Radiant Flight, but all of the lettering has come off of this product. It just fell over, so it's not 100% where it should be. This line really does depict where it's actually sitting in the tube. So I have used quite a bit this month. Last month this product weighed 16.36 grams of product. This month it is 15.47 grams, so 0.89 grams of product. I did wear this quite often. It is a lip gloss that I really don't have a problem using, but I also have a lip gloss in my deck of panning that is living in my purse right now. So it, again, is not a lip gloss that's going with me. It's not one I'm reapplying throughout the day, and I need to get more usage out of it. I do think that I could be done with this next month if I really put my mind to it, because it's not a super thick gloss and it's not a gloss that I don't mind wearing, but because I've been focusing so hard on the Fenty one that's absolutely going nowhere, if I'm honest with you, I haven't seen nearly as much use out of this lip gloss as I potentially could. So I think if it's not done next month, it'll definitely be done by June, by the June update. This is not a long-term product in this project pan, but the rest of them are going to be throughout the rest of the year. Another one, and the last one that I have to update you on in terms of what was rolled in. This was rolled in last month. This is another one that I don't think is a long-term product in this project pan, and it is my Natasha Denona lip pencil in the shade Natasha. This is where we're at right now. We have seen actually quite a bit of usage in this product since rolling it in. It did weigh 4.71 grams of product last month. It weighs 4.30 grams of product this month, so 0.41 grams of product was used. I did sharpen it twice in the last month, and as you guys can see on my tracker, there is quite a bit of usage on it, but I mean, the number sounds a lot bigger than the actual usage is. I'm not sure how far. This is the first lip liner that I've ever had from Natasha Denona, so I'm not sure how far it goes down before you're out of product. You know how some stop and then some just keep going until the end. I know the Urban Decay ones last clear until the end if you could sharpen them that long. I'm not sure how far down this one goes. This is a really soft formula in terms of lip liners. A lot more soft than most other lip liners that I have, but it is a lip liner that is soft enough that you can like mess with it for a little bit once it's on your lip line. And then once it is set, it's set. It doesn't go anywhere. As a matter of fact, there are times that I've worn this and this will be the only thing that's left, and it looks absolutely ridiculous with just a lip line around my lips. But it is what it is. It's locked into place. Once it's locked in, it's locked into place and it doesn't go anywhere, which I appreciate about it. So I also do appreciate that it's a little more creamy, not quite as tuggy and waxy as some of the other lip liners that I have in my collection. Really, it doesn't take a whole lot to accomplish what I want to accomplish with my lip liners. I fill in all of my lips, and when I don't, I'm left with a ring around my lips. So I do fill in my entire lips with my lip liner and then put a gloss over the top of it. Usually that's my sweet spot. These two are perfection together. It's kind of what I'm wearing today. I did tab this along in the inner portion of my lips just to make sure that I had just a little bit more of that pout going on, but this is a beautiful lip liner and it'll be one of those products that's kind of bittersweet when I empty it. So there you have it. You have 2 empties for the month of March, which is super fab. To replace those 2 empties, I typically like to bring in like for like. This is on my plan to pan, so I am bringing this in to replace this primer. We are going to bring in the All Nighter face primer. This is the Longwear Foundation Grip Primer, where it preps, smooths, and perfects your skin. It is about halfway gone at this point in time. It's actually a little bit less than that, I would say. It's probably like here, but I like to pop this a little bit more up so that I can put a clip on it. Can you guys see that? Oh yeah. I did go ahead and mark it. That's where we're at right now. I am gonna put a little clip on it to keep it like all nestled in there. Currently this month it weighs 30.20 grams of product. I do think that because it's a black container, we're likely going to have to rely on the weight of the product to really see a lot of usage. I would say that this isn't an airless pump like this one was, in that like this one really got the product, you know, flat. You can tell that there's absolutely nothing left in here. This one, you can see, is still kind of puffy up here. I'm not sure that this is an airless pump in here. I don't know because I've never emptied one of these primers before, so let me know if you know. I have used this quite a bit, but this is one of the older primers left in my collection at this point in time, so I am going to roll it in to replace the Live Tinted Primer, and this one isn't one that I don't like. I actually quite like this primer. So I do have the All Nighter Glow that is the same kind of primer still in my primer collection. So it won't be bittersweet because I still have one in there. It's just one that I like to use more under, besides this one, it's one that I like to use more under like mattifying foundations to kind of bring out some of that dewiness from those mattifying foundations from my skin into those mattifying foundations. And then to replace the all-nighter that was the hyaluronic acid watermelon extract based one, I am just going to bring in the regular one. Like I said earlier, this one I did open up and start using when that one was empty on the 26th of March. So this one did roll in today at 39.38 grams of product. It is still rather full. I mean, today is only the 30th as I'm filming, so it's only been in use for 4 days. And I think I've sprayed my face with it once, and I've foiled eyeshadows with it like 3 times. So that's what I have. That's all I have for you today. That's it. So my 2 new products rolling in, and all the products that I have that are still in, and then my two products rolling out. Super excited about this update, but know that I don't see this maybe will be gone next month. This maybe will be gone next month. This might take me until, honestly, September to get used. Maybe the August update, but I foresee maybe closer to the September update. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything rolling out anytime soon, to be honest with you. So, long haul items in this project, long haul items. So, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I am going to take maybe a video of me putting this on, not do a video, like post it on my channel, but take a video of maybe me, the before and after putting this onto the coffee cup warmer to see if it actually worked. If it does, that's like game changer for me. I might think of doing this with other products because I do have quite a few glass containers up there for products. I wish this wasn't plastic because I might put this on there too, but maybe I can put like a metal, like a little metal, like maybe a makeup, but a metal makeup. Oh my God, use your words, Donna. What is going on? I have a metal makeup palette somewhere, and I'm wondering if I used that with this, if it would melt, if it would be worse. I don't know. We're going to experiment, but I might take a video of this so that I can pop it in here so that you guys can see how it worked out. I don't have any desire to like hair dry this or use a heat gun because I just don't think that that is going to be amazing. I do have a heat gun for crafting. Maybe I'll try that if this doesn't work. I don't know. I don't have any desire to get out that heat gun though. I'm going to show you how it worked. We'll go from there. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that you and yours are well. I hope that you are all safe and healthy and getting along as best that you can. I hope that you are all loving each other, being kind humans, and living your best life. And until next time, bye friends.